Hey, what's up, boxing fans? Miguel Maravilla with you. Another fight, another preview. This fight between super welterweights, Jermell Charlo taking on number one contender, undefeated Tszyu of Australia. A solid matchup, great matchup to begin the year for January. You got a very stacked month of boxing coming up next year. Anyhow, back to this fight. Charlo, undisputed. He pretty much took all the titles, won all the titles in the division, wiped everyone out. He is the king of the division. Now you have Tszyu, as I mentioned, undefeated. Very solid boxer puncher. This is a very even matchup, very interesting matchup. As Charlo, you could say he's basically done everything that he's had to do up to this point in his career. Now Tszyu, undefeated. He fought most of his fights in Australia, but now he gets the big fight. He gets the title fight. So a very, very interesting matchup. Very solid fight. This fight takes place Saturday, January 28th at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, live on Showtime. For Tszyu, with a record of 21-0, 15 knockouts from Australia, undefeated number one WBO super middleweight contender, a chip off the old block, son of the legend Costa Tszyu. Notable names on his resume in his 21 fights include Jeff Horn, who has a win over the great Manny Pacquiao, as well as Dennis Hogan, stopping him in the 5th round. Hogan himself gave Munguia a pretty solid fight, and he's been in the ring with Charlo. And of course, he also fought tough Japanese Takeshi Inoue, winning a one-sided unanimous decision. Most of his fights took place early in his career in Australia, up into the Inoue fight, as he made his U.S. debut early this year in March at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, winning a unanimous decision over Olympian Terrell Gausha. In that fight, Tszyu came off the canvas as he was dropped early in the 1st round and managed to take it to Gausha in winning the unanimous decision, setting him up for a world title fight, as Charlo himself is coming off a big win in knocking out Brian Castaño in the 10th round and becoming the undisputed super welterweight champion. Prior to that, Charlo was in another war with Castaño in going the distance and fighting to a draw. What a fight that was. What a fight both of the fights, as the rivalry with him and Castaño. Also, he won the titles by knocking out Jason Rosario. That taking place in September 2020 during the pandemic. And he actually regained his WBC title, super welterweight title, and he also had his rivalry with Tony Harrison, as he suffered his only defeat, unanimous decision loss to Tony Harrison back in 2018, December of 2018. That taking place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Bounced back with a knockout victory, and then he got his rematch against Harrison, that taking place a year later. December of 2019, in stopping Harrison in the 11th round to regain his title. And of course, unified, winning the IBF and WBA titles against Rosario. And then, of course, the rivalries with Castaño. This is going to be a very good fight. I'm throwing it out there. This is possibly, another way to start off the 2023 campaign for Fight of the Year. It's one of those matchups on paper, but in this fight, I'm going to have to go with Tszyu. I just feel that for Charlo, he's gone through some pretty solid wars in the last let's say 3-4 years leading up until this point. You have the rivalry with Castaño. Prior to that, you had another rivalry with Harrison that was again prior to the pandemic, but you had some wars. You had a lot of rounds, so that's wear and tear on your body. Anyhow, as for Tszyu goes, Tszyu is a solid boxer puncher. He's one to break down his opponent, as you've seen in his last fight. Yeah, he was down. However, he's just a strong fighter, just kind of reminiscent of his father. He's a big puncher, very smart fighter, has a very good ring IQ in there. But I'm taking Tszyu in this one to chop him down. Possibly a late stoppage. If not, he will take it to him and win this fight.